Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, as always, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censor. I know noobs, and that's the I know, ha ha, and not the I know, he he. You don't understand what that is. You don't know what it be. I'd suggest you go back and review some of the historical documents, and then you'll understand. If not, it's okay. This is for a selected group. I was going to say selected few, but we know that's not true. We know that's not to be the case. And I have in my head where we're going to go. In fact, it is that time again. Yes, it is that time again. Noobs, you have no clue, but stay on board. Continue to ride on. We'll take some off roads, some off ramps. We'll get sidetracked. We'll sing. We'll dance. We'll make our chest pop in a G-ride. We'll even do a little two-step. We'll do all that stuff that make me feel good. Just hang on and buckle up. Regs, you know what time it is. We back at it again. This feels like every single day, but it's not every single day. It just feels that way. Why does it feel that way? Why does it feel that way? Why does it feel that way? Because we got this special, unique bond. Sharing is caring, but you can't share everything. You shouldn't share everything. You gotta be a little greedy sometime, because if you ain't greedy sometime, you will get taken advantage of. People will know that you are a pushover. People will know that they can test you. People will know they can try you. We don't want to be tried. We don't want to be tested, but we also ain't that person. We also ain't that dude. We also ain't that lady, but we gotta pretend to be sometime. Your crazy gotta be crazier than some other people's crazies sometime. Not all the time. Because if it's all the time, when it's all the time, none of the time. Trick question. Think about it. Get back to me. Reach out virtually, that is, and give me your answer. But make sure you let me know what it's referenced to, because there's so many conversations that we have going on. I got past conversations going on. I got future conversations going on, and I got present day conversations going on. It just depends on you, and it depends on your time, because my time is constantly moving. My time don't go and rewind unless, and I say this, I can't confirm or deny this, unless I hop in my time machine and I'm going back to the future or going forward to the past. Yeah, I said it. But if I'm never heard of again, know that this was the moment that they done came and got me. Well, it's almost that time again. It really, really is. But before I get to that, and before I bring up the moment that it came down to a hard decisions, I'm preparing for an epic journey, but I'm hoping and wishing for chaos, because without the chaos, I can't get an appreciation for normalcy. I can't get appreciation just for normalcy and just being boring and boredom. Give me boredom. Give me monotony. Give me just nothing that makes my heart increase a beats per minute at all. I don't want any of that. I want my beats per minute to decrease, but not decrease to the fact that you got to check my pulse to see if I'm alive. I don't want it that low. But just low enough where I can just, okay, great. But nah. That's if, big if. There's no then. It's just an if. And we're just going to elite or delete or repeat the then and just leave nothing, nada, zilch, zero, negative. Hey, anything that you want to do. And I'm not going to give you a multiple choice. I'm just going to say you fill in the blank. How about that? I've been too nice lately with my multiple choice, multiple guesses. Cause I'm the narrator. I know. But this is somewhat productive. Yeah, this is productive. Don't get it twisted. Shout out Thug Life. Shout out Tupac. Fill in the blank. It is what you want it to be. But before, as I mentioned, before I get to what time it's about to be, and you know, and that's the you know, he, and not the you know, ha, rigs. It's about that promise to myself. It's about that promise to myself. Now you got the context clue. Now the light bulb done flashed above your head. Now the hamster done ran on his hamster wheel, and he's got all kinds of big muscles and stuff shooting out his neck's veins and forehead, and he is ready, waiting on anything. Come on, hawk. Come on, falcon. Come on, bird of prey. I'm ready. You better make sure your first punch is the one hitter quitter, because if it's not, that's the end of you. So your hamsters then came, the light then came on, the hamster's ready. I done piqued your interest. We know what it is, but we're just gonna have to make sure that the noobs come along. Well, the noob that's still here, because the other noobs just like, what the heck is this? And I wasn't gonna say a bad word, because before I even do anything like that, I say earmuffs. I say earmuffs. Because this is a family program. This is a family show. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. I try to be modest. I try to be humble. I don't humble brag. There's certain things that I know I can't do. There's certain things that I know I can't do, and I admit that I can't do it. I'm not a shade thrower. I'm a designated shade thrower. I'm not a arrogant person. I'm just one who's extremely confident. I'm not one who humble brags. I just tell them facts. I just tell it how it is. I just be a wait for it, a truth teller who tells the truth and who just wants to be that most of the time, if not all of the time. And them be the facts. There's some things that I can't do. I can't just go out and be this arrogant, just mean, nasty, dirty, bad person. But also, I can't be the emotional earmuffs, stress relief pad. Yeah, I found another way to say the word. And it just came out of nowhere. I don't know where it came from. In fact, I can't recall it. I can try again. But if you need to hear it and need to know what it is again, you got them buttons in front of you. You got them buttons on the side of you. You got them buttons in your head. You know what to do, and you can do it. You're welcome. You are welcome. I'm not that either. I'm not that emotional stress pad. I'm not any of that. But one thing that I try to maintain, one thing that I try to do is when I make promises, especially to myself, when I make a promise to myself, I try to keep it. I try to keep it at all costs, because if I'm making a promise to myself, and if I can't keep the promise to myself, who can I keep a promise to? It's me, of all people. I know when you're telling the truth. I know when you're lying. I know when you fudging them facts. I know when you're using fuddy-duddy math. I know all when it comes to myself. And if I can't keep it real, if I can't be honest with myself, then I can't be honest with anybody. I can't be a truth teller. I can't even be one who wishes, hopes, and dream about the truth. Bird-like voice. If I can't keep promises to myself, and if I can't do any of that, I definitely can't be a truth teller and be one who holds others accountable if I can't hold myself accountable. And that's one thing that I try 100% to do is if I make a promise to myself, I'm going to keep the promise to myself, even if something happens that's out of my control. Even if there's a different variable, I will still go above and beyond out of my way to keep the promise. And if I can't keep the promise to myself, then I feel bad. I haven't did that yet. And I'm not gonna knock on wood or do fingers crossed or anything like that. I'm just gonna hold myself accountable and say, if I make a promise to myself, I'm gonna keep that promise. But I'm not going to go around and making promises for everything, because if I make a promise for everything, I'm making a promise for nothing. That's my second time. That's my second time doing that. So you should have thought about it the first time. The second time around, it should be all good now. It should be all good, and you should understand the meaning of that, and you should know what it is. I'm not going to have a philosophical debate, but you can reach out verbally, and we can continue that conversation offline in the future or the past or the present. Them are the answers. Them are the answers. One of them's true to you. One of them's true to you. And a promise that I made to myself is I'm not going to run out of petrol. I'm not going to run out of fuel. I'm not going to run out of gasoline inside the G ride again. Noob that's still here, because I done that before. I'd been there, done that, did that, and it wasn't a good feeling. It made me feel some kind of way. It had me all in my feelings, and I was all in my feelings before it was okay and cool to say that you was all in your feelings. I was feeling bad. I was walking down the street with the gas can, and people was walking by asking, and do I need some help? People was driving by, honking their horns and saying, hey, I bet you won't make that mistake again. People had jokey jokes, all sorts of things. I was all in my feeling some kind of way, and I couldn't do a thing. You know why I couldn't do a thing? You know why I couldn't say a thing? It wasn't because I didn't want to. I wanted to. I wanted to scream, stream, shout, pout, and everything like that combined, because my emotions was haywire. It was going up, down, side to side, left and right. You think that I was making a new dance move or something. Even though I do that from time to time, but only in a public venue where dance is required. And that's basically anywhere. Flash mob. That feeling was something it's indescribable to me, but for me to tell anyone else, just notice, think of that worstest thing, the worstest, because I'm creating, and I might as well create words, the worstest thing that you can possibly think of that's not really, really bad or terrible, and just bottle that up inside and have that feeling for about 2 hours, and then have other people, comedians of all sorts, good comedians, bad comedians, people who pretend that they want to help, but they just fiction tellers in truth. And all of that around you, and they're basically telling you what you already know to be true. And if you hold yourself to a standard, a certain level, then that's going to make you feel some kind of way. That's going to make you feel bad. And I felt some kind of way, and I felt bad. And it's because that I thought I calculated my maths correctly. I thought that I processed all of the information. I thought the red light was going to give me a little bit more time. And I wasn't that far away from the gas station. I wasn't that far away from the petrol station, but I was farther enough that when I had to take that walk, that was a long walk. It was that walk of shame. It's that walk that you don't want to make, but you know you got to make, and you just got to hold your head high or hold your head low, and you pick one of the options and you just go with it. But you can't keep your head straight, because if you keep your head straight, you're making eye contact with everybody. And you're making eye contact with everybody, you can read their body language. You can see their smiles. You can see their chuckles. You can see all of that. And the most worst thing of all, you can't say anything because they're right. You made a bad decision. Your calculation was wrong. The light came on. You should have just immediately and went to the petrol station. Should have. And that's what brings me to this moment. That's what brings me to this time. I made that promise to myself that I'll never run out of petrol again. However, bird-like voice still. I'm in that same position. The light came on and I done calculated the math. I done calculated everything out that I can make it. I can make it. So if I don't make it and if I don't get where I need to go, it's going to be history repeating itself all over again. You know, and that's the you know he and the you know ha. Because it's depending on who you are if you get it or not. I done blown up multiple engines. Not one, not two, not three. 4 is questionable, but we'll just say 4. We'll just say 4. And that was history repeating itself, but there's a caveat to that. I ain't never said I want to blow up another engine. I ain't never said I was going to never blow up another engine again. I ain't that. Like I said at the beginning, I ain't that arrogant. I ain't that cocky. And I don't humble brag either. But I'm a designated shade thrower from time to time. Thank you for listening. Noob that's still here. And here's some more information for you and your fellow friends. Check out the website. Xtra, vdgsports.com. Yeah, done moved and modified over. So if you're listening to in the future or the past or the present, don't worry. Wherever you go, it's going to direct you in the right direction. You're welcome. Be sure to check out the website at Xtra, vdgsports.com. There's a YouTube as well. Like, subscribe, share, basically do whatever it is you do there. And that is Vince. Wait, that's not Vince. That's VDG Sports. Yeah. The other place is VinceDouglasGregory.com. And that's where some of these episodes get sponsored. Basically, they're live. Basically, they're in the flesh. Basically, they're in the present. If you're viewing it live in the present or in the future or in the past. But you get it. Oh, and it's not a script. Oh, and it's not me reading a teleprompter. Oh, and it's not me reading off of anything. It is off the top of the dome, off the top of the head from all of the memories and all of the information that I've acquired over the years. Come on, don't be silly. I'm reading from a script or a teleprompter. Who do I look like? Wait a minute. Regs, you know what time it is. I just had to take that last shot. So I'm just going to say this. I'm out.